got the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You got a right to an attorney prior to or during any question. If you can't afford one, the court will appoint one for you. Do you understand your rights?
When the wolf is at your door, your running's over, that's for sure. He already knows all about you. Cut you down, no matter by you. Now you better walk the line. Real life, real crime.
Warning. This episode of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast, may contain descriptions of acts of violence or that of a sexual nature and should be for people that are 18 years or older. Heed my warning, people. I do not get the facts of these cases off of the internet or from some television show. The facts I'm retelling you were presented to me by the victims of the crimes or the perpetrators who committed the crimes against the victims. My descriptions of the crime scenes, what I saw with my own two eyes. If you're going to get offended, please turn this podcast off now. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Woody Overton. And today I'm going to be continuing the series, Mo. Y'all, when I left you last, I read you the statement of Jarrell Marshall, and where he denied everything. But he had said he was in Livingston, the town of, at a girl's house, and that he was with the Josh Dantzler and his brother, I think Travis. And so what do when we lock him up? We go scoop these guys up. Now, Jarrell was emphatic that he got dropped off at his uncle's house and all that, and nobody should have seen him after midnight, and he didn't know anything about the killings and all that. Well, guess what happens? The streets talk, and I'm gonna tell you, when we got Josh Dantzler in to the detective's office to interview him, and I'm gonna actually read y'all the transcript of the interviews. Okay, starts out, it's C-11905JD, State versus Majori Cheffney and Jarrell Marshall. Statement taken from Joshua Dantzler, Detective Brian Smith and Woody Overton, tape number 5768. Brian: all right, I'm Detective Brian Smith along with Detective Woody Overton. We're at the Livingston Parish Courthouse in the Detectives Division. The time now is 18:03, which is 6:03 p.m., and the date is 5/15/05. We're here with Joshua Dantzler, black male, 4/23 of 86. You're 19 years old, Josh? Josh: yes, sir. Brian: all right, well, we brought Josh in for question about a homicide which took place on May the 13th at approximately 3:30 in the morning on Ed Brown Road. Josh, we've advised you of your rights from the standards rights form. Did you understand your rights? Josh: yes, sir. Brian: is this your signature? Josh: yes, sir. Brian: all right, and consent to questioning, you understand that? Josh: yes, sir. Brian: is this your signature? Josh: yes, sir. Brian: and you're waiving your right to have an attorney present at this time? Josh: yes, sir. Brian: all right, well, we spoke with you previously, earlier, a few minutes ago, myself and Detective Overton, about the situation that took place, the homicide, and your knowledge of it, which took place on May the 13th. In your own words, can you tell me exactly what you know about it, starting from the very beginning, where actually from when you left your girl's house here in Livingston? Josh: yes, sir. when we left Livingston by the girls' house, me, Travis, and Jarrell. So we went up in Albany to pick up Travis's old lady and Cordero old. When we picked them up in Audible, house to pick them up. Brian. All right, let me verify the names first real quick. You said it was you, Jarrell. Jarrell who? Josh, Jarrell Marshall. Brian. All right, and Travis? Josh. Yes, sir. Brian. Travis who? Josh. Dantzler. Brian. Is Travis your brother? Josh. Yes, sir. Brian. Okay. All right, so y'all left Livingston, and where'd you go to? Josh. Albany. Brian. All right. Josh. We went to Albany. We picked up Travis's girlfriend up, Nikki, and Cordero Marshall. Brian. Nikki and Cordero Marshall? Josh. Yeah. Brian. All right. Josh. I don't know. That's their last name, but Brian. Okay. Josh. We picked them up. We took Travis home. Brian. Where's home at? Josh. By his girlfriend's house up in the apartments across from the plant. Brian. Off of Durban Road? Josh. Yes, sir. I think. And once we done that, we met RJ at Taco Bell so I could switch cars back with them, get in my car. Brian. You was in RJ's car? Josh. Yes, sir. Brian. And what kind of car was that? Josh. Green Explorer. Brian. Speak up a little bit. Josh. Green Explorer. Brian. All right. And was RJ in your car? Josh. Yes, sir. Brian. What kind of car do you have? Josh. A Suzuki 99 in Audible. Brian. What color? Josh. Green. Brian. Okay, so y'all met at Taco Bell, and what took place? Josh. We swapped, and me and Cordero got in my car, and RJ and Jarrell hooked up in his car, up in his truck, and so they called the phone in Audible, come to Dillon Lane. So we done that. We told them we'd meet them at Taco Bell. Brian. Well, y'all met at Taco Bell. Who was in the vehicle with you? RJ and Jarrell. Josh. That dude, New Orleans. Brian. What? Josh. Mo. Brian. They call him? Josh. Mo. Brian. Mo? Josh. They call him New Orleans. Brian. Okay. Josh. When we met up with them, we went through Ponchatoula, drove through Ponchatoula, then we went to Albany because Jarrell and them said, let's go home. They'd rather go home. Me and Cordero went by his auntie, what's her name? Terry Hall in Audible. Brian. Rose and Terry Hall? Josh. Yeah. Went over there. Me and her was in the yard. They went to an Audible, dropped Jarrell off, but they came back. And that dude in New Orleans be like, man, I just shot a nigger's leg. That nigger pulled that gun on me. Brian. Who is he talking about? Josh. Some dude named Chris. Brian. Okay. And who was they? They was in the truck then. They was in the... Josh. Yeah. Brian. Ford? Josh. Yeah. Brian. In the Explorer? The green one? Josh. Inaudible. The dude in New Orleans, he got out. Brian. Okay. Josh. He came and Cordero was like, no, man, don't go mess with them dudes. Them my boys. And he was like, I ain't going to go shoot them. I just want to see what they got. He said that inaudible. So they went inaudible. Brian. After he said that, did he get back in the vehicle? Josh. Yes, sir. Woody. Who was? Brian. Who was driving the vehicle? Josh. Jarrell. Brian. Jarrell Marshall? Josh. Yes, sir. Brian. And was anybody else in the vehicle other than them? Josh. RJ. Brian. And when you refer to RJ, what's RJ's real name? Josh. Ricardo Miller. Brian. Ricardo Miller. Josh. Yes, sir. Brian. Where was he sitting at? Josh. In the back seat. Brian. Okay, so they left from right there, and what happened? Josh. They left from right there, and we got down about a couple minutes later, heard some gunshots. Boom. The first gunshot. Boom. And then another one just came. Boom, boom, boom. Brian, let me back up just 1 second. Where Terry and Rose Hall residence is right off Cafe Line Road. Josh, yes, sir. Brian, all right, and it's about, I say, 1/10 of a mile, maybe 2/10 of a mile north of Ed Brown Road, okay? Woody, that's the road that they went down? Josh, yes, sir. Brian, when you seen them, when they left y'all, were standing out by the road, right on, and Josh, inaudible. Brian, by Terry Hall's. When they left, did they go down, and what did they do when they left? Josh, they left and parked the truck. Brian, did they go down and turn down that road? Josh, yeah, inaudible. Was at the four-way, and they hopped out, and when he hopped out, he had 2 guns. Brian, inaudible. Josh, inaudible. Guns, that dude, New Orleans. Brian, okay. Josh, Mo, whatever. He say he got out, and when he, inaudible, only thing I heard, like, boom, that first shot, like, boom. Then others just came like, boom, 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 boom. Then it stopped, and he came back, inaudible, like he shot, then like he shot him. I just turned around and saw him fall, and he said that. Mo, inaudible. Man, boy, y'all better not tell anybody. Y'all do, and I'm going to come back and kill y'all. Brian, who was driving? When they came back, who was driving? Josh, Jarrell, Woody. Let me ask you a question. When you said he saw him fall earlier, you said that he saw. You said that he saw Wayne fall. Josh, yeah, Wayne fall. Woody, inaudible. Josh, yeah, he saw Wayne fall. Brian, all right. Josh, inaudible, that, yeah, when inaudible said that, old boy said everybody in here was like, man, y'all better not tell anybody. If y'all do, I'm gonna kill y'all, come back and kill y'all. So Jarrell went walking, inaudible, Glenn, his uncle, somebody, and we went to Springfield by RJ's house, inaudible. The dude slept with a gun under the pillow, inaudible. Brian, can you describe those guns for me? Josh, one of them. Brian, inaudible. Josh, one of them was black. You can hold it both you can hold the front with this, inaudible, and the front with this, inaudible. They can shoot anyhow, inaudible. Little silver small pistol, like, inaudible, like guns y'all be having. Brian, normal size pistol? Josh, yeah, gray and black. Brian, all right. Josh, and he slept with the gray and black one under his pillow. I didn't even go to sleep that night because I was scared that he was going to try to kill one of us. And Brian, all right, and when they came back, Jarrell said that Mo shot Wayne. Josh, yes, sir. Brian, and Jarrell said he shot Wayne and I seen him fall. Josh, yes, sir. Brian, and Jarrell got out and went across to his uncle's house. Josh, yes, sir. Brian, all right, which is right across the street, basically. Josh, yes, sir. Brian, from Rose Halls. Josh, yes, sir. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Rothy's, Rothys. Rothy's are mainly known for women's shoes, and Cindy has numerous pairs of them, and everybody loves them. She can wear them with anything from cocktail dress to shorts to whatever, and they're comfortable. They travel well, and like they're chic pointed toe flats, but that's just the beginning. They have tons of iconic head-turning designs and bright but sophisticated colors. Plus, Rothy's works great with every outfit,
Wear them with yoga pants or dress them up for a night out. They're insanely comfortable, almost like a slipper. And as soon as you take your first step, you'll think, that's more like it. And Rothy's takes sustainability to the next level. All their products are knit with thread made from plastic water bottles. They're repurposed around 125 million water bottles so far, y'all. The Rothy's I wear, or the classic tennis shoes, RS01s, the blue classics, I love them. They're comfortable. I can get them dirty as I want to, throw them in a washing machine, take them out, let them dry, and it's like they're brand new. I can't destroy them, y'all. I love them. They're comfortable. Oh my God. I can walk the Vegas Strip to do a live show with them, stand up in them for hours. It's just absolutely love them. You've got to give them a try. So Rothy's women, awesome. Cindy loves them. Rothy's men, I love them. I love the styles and I love the choices. Your new favorite shoes are waiting. Discover the versatile styles you can wear absolutely anywhere and get $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/RLRC. That's rothys.com/RLRC for $20 off your first order.
From where y'all were standing, and then what was RJ doing? Josh, he was inaudible, like he was stupid, like he didn't move, inaudible, playing what was going to happen. Brian, okay, and y'all left there? Josh, yes, sir. Brian, who drove RJ's vehicle when y'all? Josh, RJ drove home. Brian, RJ drove? Josh, yes, sir. Brian, and y'all left from North Cafe Line right there, and where did y'all go? Josh, go to Springfield. Brian, to whose house? Josh, RJ's. Brian, and that's where is that at? Josh, Springfield, McCarroll Road. Brian, on McCarroll Road? Josh, yes, sir. Brian, all right, so y'all 4 went back there. Josh, yes, sir. Brian, you, Cordero, Mo, and RJ. Josh, yes, sir. Brian, okay, and you said you laid down, but you couldn't go to sleep. Josh, I couldn't go to sleep because I thought he was going to try to kill one of us, inaudible. Brian, whenever Mo went in the house, did he bring the guns in with him? Josh, yes, sir. Brian, you seen him? Josh, yes, sir. Brian, okay, and he told y'all that if you tell anybody, he was going to kill. Josh, kill me. Brian, how'd that make you feel? Josh, it had me scared. I was scared. I ain't even go to sleep none. Brian, all right, what happened then? Josh, and we got inside. I was calling. I was staying on the phone trying to get somebody to talk to because I won't fall asleep while he up in there. And he fell asleep, inaudible. I was up I ain't even go to sleep. Brian, okay. Josh, so after that, the next morning, I had to go take my little cousin to St. Tammany, I think, elementary, for her field trip at 7:30. And when on her way, I went and picked her up when I was on the way to Hammond, and I dropped Mo off at the top of Dillon Lane. Brian, so he left from RJ's house with you? Josh, yes, sir. Brian, y'all stopped and picked up your little cousin? Josh, yes, sir. Brian, and then you dropped him off on Dillon Lane? Josh, yes, sir. Brian, where at on Dillon Lane? Josh, at the top of the road. Brian, just on the road? Josh, yes, sir. Woody, that would be at the end of the road? Josh, yes, sir. Dropped him off at the top, and I took my cousin to her school, inaudible. Went and picked Travis up, went there and went to up in Albany and got Jarrell, and we then went to Springfield after that. Went to Springfield, everybody's just sitting there. Jarrell like, man, he, inaudible. You can imagine that. Just turn around and watch somebody fall. And so brought me back to when I was in third grade and the inaudible had killed that dude that was with Rodney and skipped Rodney's head with that bullet. Then it was reminding me of then. It was the last time he done said something to me. He went back to Albany. Brian, who did? Josh, Jarrell, Woody, Jarrell. Earlier you said Jarrell kept saying, Josh. Yeah, he kept on saying, you can imagine it. And I was like picturing the inaudible that happened in the when I was in third grade in Tangipahoa. Woody. He was like, you can imagine what? What did? Josh. They seeing him. Woody. Inaudible. Say about seeing him fall. Josh. They seeing his fall. Woody. Inaudible. Fall? Josh. Yes, sir. Woody. He said, I saw him fall and he was upset about it. Josh. Yes, sir. Inaudible. I said, took him back to Albany. That was the last time I talked to him. And Woody. What? Josh. That dude, yeah. Whenever that dude had called here, like he called Cordero's phone from Jarrell's phone. Woody. How did he get Jarrell's phone? Do you know? Josh. I guess that night he was, honestly. I guess he got it that night when he had done the shooting. Brian. Okay. Josh. He like, boy, y'all ratted on me. Y'all ratting, huh? He like, I'm going to get you. Yeah, inaudible. It spooked me, so I went and hid my car over by my grandma's house all day. Then me and RJ and Cordero, we like, man, we got to go to the police. Then so yesterday we got on the internet and typed up and got the number up here. And called, and they said the office was closed. The detective office was closed. And they said that. I like, man, can we go up there? They like, no, they don't open up on weekends. I was like, all right, that dude Mo, he kept on calling Cordero's phone. He said, kept on. He said, I'm going to get you, asking us where we was at and stuff. And that was it. Woody. Did Jarrell try to get you to tell y'all to say something about his involvement or whatever? Josh. Like, I wasn't there. Woody. What did he tell you? Josh. Say, I wasn't there. I was by Woody. Did he ask you? Inaudible. Josh. I wasn't nowhere around. Woody. How did he ask you not to say anything? Josh. Like, man, if I come back, I wasn't nowhere around. I wasn't there. That dude Mo, he was like, y'all just don't tell nobody. I ain't do nothing. Inaudible. I wasn't audible. Woody. Inaudible. Josh. Yeah. And when they was talking, I was in my own little world like, man, this dude's retarded crazy. Brian. Were you scared of him? Josh. Yeah. Brian. You was? Josh. I was real scared of him. Brian. All right. Woody. Jarrell. Who all was there? Who all did Jarrell tell when they coming back to say I wasn't nowhere around or whatever? Josh. Me and RJ. Woody. You and RJ. Brian. All right, Josh. Woody, you got anything else? Woody. Yeah, I actually do have one question. Back when y'all pulled up in Miss Rose Hall's yard and Mo got out and came around the vehicle, he said, I seen them niggers that, Brian, both of them. Woody, I saw that nigger that pulled the gun on me. Brian, both of them. Woody, exactly what did he say again? He said, I'm fixing to go, and Cordero. Josh, I'm fixing to go see what they got. Woody, so he said, go see what he got. I thought earlier when we talked that you said he's something about him going to rob them. Josh, yeah, well, that's what robbing means. I'm going to go see what they got. Woody, he said, I'm fixing to go see what they got. Josh, yes, sir. Woody. And you took that to mean he was fixing to go armed rob them? Josh. Yes, sir. Woody. That's pretty much understood term between y'all? I mean, inaudible. Josh. Yes, sir. Woody. Inaudible. Fixing to go see what they got. In plain, that means Josh. Yes, sir. Woody. They going go rob somebody. Josh. Yes, sir. Woody. Okay, and you told us about the gunshots that you heard. Josh. Yes, sir. Woody. You said the gun was loud? Josh. Yes, sir. Woody. And that's when they came back. Jarrell was driving. Jarrell drove off. You said that they said they parked at the four-way? Josh. Yes, sir. Woody. Okay. Josh. That's what RJ told me. Woody. The four-way. You know where the four-way is? Josh. Yes, sir. It's down that road where? Woody. It's where Ed Brown Road meets Drake Road at the four-way stop. Josh. Yes, sir. Woody. Okay, and that's not probably 100 yards or so from where Sean Alberts got killed. Are you aware where the guy got shot at from the four-way? Okay, and how long do you think they were gone for? Josh, like, it wasn't inaudible, only like 5 or 6 minutes. It wasn't very long. Woody, you say in your statement. Josh, it was like inaudible. Gun got fired. Saw that dude in Yorn, saw him run up to the top of the road. Then a car was coming, so I guess he ran all the way back down. Woody, from the top of the road, you mean the top of Ed Brown? Josh, yeah. Woody, at North Cafe line, and a vehicle was coming, so inaudible, back off. Josh, yes, sir. Woody, and then how long was it that you saw him come back up? And Josh, less than 2 minutes. Woody, less than 2 minutes? Josh, yes, sir. Woody, I'm going to show you a picture. I'm going to show you a photo lineup. If you could tell me who is New Orleans. Brian, I got it right here. Woody, who's Mo? Got that extra copy? Brian, this is the photo lineup, inaudible. Don't have anything on it. It's just 6. Josh, right there. Brian, that's him? Josh, yes, sir. Woody, without a doubt, 100%. Josh, yes, sir. Brian, positively, that's who who you call in New Orleans. Josh, yes, sir. Brian, Mo. Josh, yes, sir. Woody, that's the guy that Jarrell said he was there when that. Josh, yes, sir. Woody, that guy shot the guy, right? Josh, yes, sir. Woody, okay. For the record, his name is Majori Chefney, Chefney. Brian, Chefney. Woody, okay. That's his correct name, just for the record. Brian, that's for sure him. Josh, yes, sir. Woody, I know that you do know who Jarrell is, but let's just show him that one also. Brian, I don't have that one. Woody, I've got this one. I know that you knew. How long have you known Jarrell for? Josh, I known him for like, I known him for like, I'd say 4 or 5 years. Woody, which one is he? Josh, right there. Woody, let the record show that he indicated the true and correct picture of Jarrell Marshall, inaudible. I think that's all I have. Brian, all right, Josh, anything you need to add or take away from your statement? Josh, no, sir. Brian, everything you said was the truth? Josh, yes, sir. Brian, on the statement. Okay, anything else, Woody? Woody, no, sir, and I want to thank you. Brian, all right, this concludes the tape statement of Joshua Dantzler. The time is 18:22, which is 6:22. The date is still May the 15th of 05, May the 15th, 2005. Whew, y'all know I love that sound, and it makes me smile. It's the sound of another sale on Shopify, the all-in-one commerce platform to start, run, and grow your business. Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big business, so upstarts, startups, established businesses alike can sell everywhere, synchronize online and in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed. Scaling your business is a journey of endless possibility. Believe me, Real Life, Real Crime started out selling t-shirts, and today we're selling all the way up to car boxes with everything you need from license plate holders to air fresheners, right? But we're not stopping there, because success is a million milestones on a forever evolving path. I love how Shopify has the tools and resources that make it easy for any business to succeed from down the street to around the globe. And y'all, we use the Shopify. It integrates everything from TikTok to Pinterest to Facebook, Instagram, and more. And you synchronize your online and in-person sales. It really helps the business. It frees you up, keeps, helps you with the books, all the stuff that you don't have time to handle when it comes to the sales part of the business. Shopify takes it off my plate. It makes it easy. If you have a small business, you've got to use it. You'll gain insights as you grow with detailed reporting of your conversion rates, profit margins, and beyond. And more than a store, Shopify grows with you. This is possibility powered by Shopify. Go to shopify.com/RLRC, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Grow your business with Shopify today and go to shopify.com/RLRC right now. Shopify.com/RLRC and grow your business with their help, people. Shopify is it. Okay, y'all. So as you can see, that's a very important statement. And that's how you work the cases. Where Jarrell fucked up is he lied. And he thought these guys were going to cover for him. Well, when sugar turns to shit and it's a murder case and your ass is sitting in the detective's office between two dudes that you respect or your family members respect, then you tell the truth, right? This guy technically is guilty of nothing other than knowing about it afterwards. And he can explain it away that he was afraid of Mo, and Mo said he was going to kill him, and they looked it up on the internet. He called in. He wanted to go to the cops, and we got him, and we got the statement. Now I'm going to read you his brother's statement real quick, because it's not as important, but it's still important to show. So immediately following Josh's statement, we start on Travis Dantzler. So it's C-11905TD, State versus Majority Cheffney and Jarrell Marshall. Statement taken from Travis Dantzler, Detective Brian Smith, and Detective Woody Overton, tape number 5759. Woody. This is a taped interview with myself, Woody Overton, Detective Brian Smith, and Mr. Travis Dantzler. Mr. Dantzler, this is your today's date. It's May 15, 2005. The time is now 6:32 p.m. Mr. Dantzler, we read you your rights from the standard rights form. Is that your signature? Travis, yes, sir. Woody, you understand your rights? Travis, yes, sir. Woody, you also signed a consent to question part. Travis, yes, sir. Woody, you want to answer questions now without a lawyer present? Travis, yes, sir. Woody, okay, what this is about, Mr. Dantzler, we brought you up here to interview you about your knowledge of the Sean Alberts murder and the attempted murder on Chris Belazar and the armed robbery of each, okay? But can you tell us what you, on the night of Thursday night, start from there, where were you at, and where were y'all at? Travis, me and my brother and Jarrell, we was in Livingston, back down the road there. Woody, your brother is Joshua Dantzler? Travis, yes, sir. Woody, Dantzler, you, him, and Jarrell. Travis. Marshall. Woody. We're here in Livingston. Travis. Yes, sir. Woody. And then where'd y'all go? Travis. Went back to Albany and picked up my old lady, Nikki. Woody. Okay. Travis. And me and her went home, and he said he wants to take them home, and then he was going home. Brian. When y'all picked up Nikki, is that the only person y'all picked up, or y'all picked up Nikki and somebody else? Travis. Nikki and I don't know. Woody. Well, your brother said it was Nikki and Cordero Marshall. Travis. Yeah, that's his name. Woody. Inaudible. And when y'all left Livingston, what happened? Travis. We stopped and picked up Cordero and Nikki. Woody. Where'd you pick them up at? Travis. Ed Brown. Brian. What's Nikki's real name or last name? Travis. Her last name is Williams. Brian. Williams? Woody. Nikki Williams? Travis. Yeah. Woody. Nikki's her real name? Travis. And we sat out there in Audible and we talked to Tanya Drake, and that's whose house Nikki was by. Woody. Okay. Travis. That's her friend. Woody. And then? Travis. Tanya Dantzler. Tanya Drake or Tanya Dantzler. Woody. Okay. Then they took you and Nikki. Travis. Home. Woody. Home and that's it? Travis. That's all. Woody. As far as you stay there the rest of the night? Brian. Where's home? Tell me where home's at. Travis. At the end of Durban behind that little Save-A-Lot warehouse. Brian. In some, Travis. Yeah, you, Brian. Apartments. Travis. Yeah, them apartments right there. Brian. If I'm correct, and correct me if I'm mistaken, but it's only about a couple hundred yards from Highway 190 off of Durban Road, right? Travis. Yes, sir. Brian. Okay. Woody. And then that's it, huh? When did you first hear that there had been a killing? Travis. About Friday morning. Woody. All right. Travis. Tanya called and told Nikki. Woody. Really? Okay. Did you know the guy that got killed? Travis. They wasn't saying no names until yesterday when I saw the news and I saw his face. Woody. Did it any time anybody tell you that they were there when the guy got shot, or did you have any knowledge of the crime or who partook in the crime or anything? Travis. Only thing they was saying was that boy from New Orleans did it, Mo. Woody. Yeah? Travis. That Mo shot him. Woody. Who was saying that? Travis. Everybody. Woody. Everybody in. Travis. Everybody around. Woody. Yeah, okay. Travis. Say he was around robbing people. Brian. At what point did you talk to your brother? Travis. The next day? Brian. And what'd he say to you? Travis. Nothing. Brian. Y'all talk about it at all? Travis. That dude, when Mo was calling. Brian. You was around Joshua when Mo kept calling his cell phone? Travis. Yeah, when he kept calling. Brian. Cordero's cell phone? Travis. He kept calling Cordero's cell phone, telling Cordero and asking Cordero, y'all ready? Inaudible. Y'all ready? Inaudible. Woody. And you didn't know really what they were talking about, huh? You didn't know how Cordero and them could rat on him, right? Travis. It's just shit. Just hit my head, and I'm like, I ain't thinking about nothing but Inaudible. Done killed these boys. Going, come kill us. Woody. Yeah, okay. So you didn't have any knowledge, and you didn't know of anybody that had any knowledge? Travis. No, sir. Brian. Was Cordero and Joshua scared of that guy? Travis. Yes, sir. Brian. Did they say they was? Did they say anything about it? Travis. Yes, sir. Brian. What'd they say? Travis. They knew he would kill. Brian. Boom, Jim. Brian. All right. Woody. Okay, were you aware that Joshua hit his car by your grandmother's house because he was afraid of that guy? Travis. Yes, sir. Woody. Coming after him that day? Travis. Yes, sir. Woody. Tell us about that. Travis. That when he kept calling, asking him, where y'all at? Stuff like that. He kept calling, asking him, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Woody. Why do you think he kept calling and asking him that? Travis. Because he wanted to kill Josh and Cordero. Woody. All right. Brian. Because he thought they ratted him out? Travis. Yes. Woody. Okay. I don't have any more questions. Do you have anything you'd like to, Detective Smith, you want to ask him? Brian. Nope. That sums it up, basically. Woody. Okay, and Nikki can verify you were with her all night, correct? Travis. Yes, sir. Woody. Do you have anything you want to add or take away from the statement? Add or take away from it? Okay, this concludes the tape statement of Mr. Travis Dantzler. Still present in the room are myself, Detective Brian Smith. It's May the 15th, 2005, and the time is now 6:37 p.m. All right, y'all, so now we got it locked in double. Now, where Travis didn't have any direct knowledge, or he said he didn't have any direct knowledge of the actual shooting that night because he was already at Nikki's house. And yes, we did verify that he was with his girlfriend until the next morning. Nikki didn't see him again, or Jarrell or any of them, or Cordero. But he backs it up the next day that Josh and them are scared to death, and Cordero and them are scared that Mo is going to come kill him because they're the only witnesses, right? And I believe Mo would have killed him if he had had the chance. No doubt in my mind about it. Now, some people, life is full of a spectrum of people. On one end, you have perfect angels, and on the other end, you have the devil, all right? Mo was a cold-blooded fucking killer. He had no more respect for human life than he did about throwing out a piece of chewing gum out of his mouth when the flavor was gone from it. He just didn't give a shit. Mo is about Mo, or New Orleans City, from across the lake. We had him ID'd. We had the warrants. We got Jarrell in custody. Mo's been, or Majority Cheffney has been entered in the NCIC computer, and we had word, the streets talk, that he had went back to the city. So we called down there. We called in NOPD and told them to put a bolo on it, actually, be on the lookout for him, and gave his last known residence, this and everything else. And guess what? Mo is no stranger to those dudes. And tune in next week, and I'm going to tell you what happens. All right? It gets really good, people. It's a tragic death, and my heart still to this day goes out to Shun's family. But it gets really interesting on what happens next in the investigation and how this case proceeds. All right? So I'm going to conclude this week's episode in LOPA, Louisiana Organ Procurement Agency. If you are a lifer from Beijing, China, and you want to become an organ donor, you don't have to be from Louisiana. You go to lopa.org, fill out the form, be a hero, save a life. LOPA's a nonprofit. They are heroes. All the organ donors are heroes. Y'all have seen it time and time again. Be a hero, give the gift of life, sight, and everything else. Sign up to be an organ donor. And I'm Woody Overton, your host of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast. And until next time or ever, don't let me catch you down on Murder Bayou. Peace. Real Life, Real Crime is a true crime podcast brought to you by your host, Woody Overton, executive producer, Jim Chapman with Envision Podcast Studios. Your music is provided by Chase Tyler and the Chase Tyler Band. Follow me on Instagram at Real Life Real Crime or at Overton Woody. Check out our numerous social media pages. Also, go to the App Store and download our free Real Life Real Crime Community app, which contains all things real life, real crime, and true crime, and uncensored and run by me. Wherever you listen to a podcast, go like, subscribe, and review to Real Life Real Crime or my other podcast, Scorched Justice. Thank you.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney prior to and during any question. If you can't afford one, the court will appoint one for you. Do you understand your rights?